Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So, continuing on with the glory coverage, we've had the set out for a few weeks now, so we have a good idea on the power level of all the legendaries and do you need them, basically. And this is a relatively unique, interesting set because there's not much generic stuff. With previous sets, you'd have things that was like, yeah, I mean, look, this is the thing you'd basically want to run in a huge number of decks. You don't really have that here, actually. We have a far more contained pack of cards, a far more contained set than we usually do. So, just to go over my review system, the way I do things, it's 1 of 5 stars. 1 star is absolute dog shit. You can disenchant it immediately, dust it, whatever. There's basically no way I think this will ever see play. 2 is its potential in a very, very niche deck. 3 is it's pretty decent. A build-around deck probably already exists or could exist, or it's just generically, like, you could see sort of random play. 4 will be like pretty essential in its own deck, or generically it'd be like, this is pretty good. And 5 is generically absolutely broken, or 5 like you literally cannot play the deck this is in without it. That's basically how it works. So I've wasted about a minute and a bit, 2 minutes of your time already, so let's go ahead and get started with the review. We're starting with red. Now, the problem with duelists is that they are bad, but the spells are not. I would say that this is a 5-star spell because you literally cannot play duelists without this. Like, not only is this going to buff you when you bring stuff out, like for the entire game, which is obviously huge. This is making your stuff like really threatening. At higher levels, what you see is it also moves stuff out of base. This is the complete staple if you're playing duelists. Not that I would recommend doing that, and take that from someone who made the mistake of making them day 1 and completely overrated them. Do not, I repeat, do not make duelists for now. I think they will become good eventually. I strongly believe, like, in the next set they will, but not at the moment. This is, however, a 5-star card for the deck. Which feels really bad to say, because I feel like I should, like, knock it down, but the card is too essential. It's actually just too essential. Yeah. We kind of have the same kind of deal with Sapphire. You know what? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say 4-star. I'm gonna say 4-star on this because the deck is just not good. If the deck was like even low tier 1, high tier 2, I'd go like, yeah, but it's not even like high tier 2. It's like a low tier 2, high tier 3. Like, it's really not good. So yeah. Same sort of issue with Sapphire. Again, very essential for the deck, very powerful, very important. Not quite as good as the legendary spell, but again, it's a 4-star card because you need it in the deck. The deck is so much worse without Sapphire. It's not even worth like considering a deck without Sapphire in. Just so strong. Within the obviously, you get what I mean. So yeah, another 4-star there, but wish duelists were better. Yeah, then we got we got Volcanic Veil, the Eruptor. Now, this is, I think, not super good. It's okay, and it's like, it's just one of those things where, like, if you really don't have a finisher, then yes, I can see you running this, but like, even if you only get this for 3, obviously a 3 cost 9/3 charger is pretty good, but a lot of the time your opponent's gonna have an answer for it, and like, if you're not playing it for 3, if you're playing it for 9, if you play this for 9 and all you get out of it is a burn 1 and they just delete it, that is possibly the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not bad. Like, you could run it, and there will be scenarios when it's good for you, but I think it's like between a 2 and a 3-star, really. Like, this is one of the worst ones of these 9 drops, that's for sure. Then we've got onto yellow here, and now we have a completely essential legendary spell in a deck that is top tier 1. So yes, this is a 5-star. I don't think that surprises anyone. Giving your player this skill is ridiculous, and then combined with the aggro that this gives you to just immediately close out a game. Yeah, it's very easy to build the kind of boards this requires thanks to Angela. It's like you can build a board. You don't need to have many angels. You only have 2-3 angels on board will be enough. You know, you got angels gaining DP and stuff. It's tough. This thing's yeah, it's a 5-star card. It's a 5-star card. Okay, then we got Holly, the War Angel Chief, another 5-star card. Completely essential to the angel deck. But the thing is, like again, you wouldn't necessarily want to. You really wouldn't play this in anything other than the angel deck. It's just the angel deck's so good. And this is obviously so key to the deck that I have to give it a 5-star. You have to go back and you see my previous Legendary Essentials videos. I was not handing out 5 stars like they were candy. They were, you know, that was a rare occurrence. But here you can see I just have to. Like I genuinely just have to for yellow here. These cards are too strong. Like they're too essential in their decks, which is like yeah, you Legendary Essentials, you can't play the decks without them. Then we got Rock, the Terror of the Mountain here. Now, this having Swoop is pretty nice, so you can actually interact on your opponent. So now the downside for this swooping is that the cost reduction for it is only on your turn. So you will have to pay 9 for this. But 9 to swoop this in and force your opponent to bounce 2 can be really nice. The downside is your opponent's probably going to have 2 things they're okay with themselves losing. So it's like, it's not bad. This is a more solid 3-star than the red one was. That was closer to 2. This is a pretty solid 3. And then we're on to purple, and this is same kind of deal. Very important for the deck. I think a little less important than the other legendaries we've had so far. Like, you can function, your deck will function if you don't see this. It won't be anywhere near as good, but it will function and it will, like, still be able to win. Whereas I feel with the others, like, it is really, really key to get those things. Here, it's like, okay, you're not healing, but it's not the end of the world. Like, you can still win because the way the deck works, but it's still really important. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should not run this. This is still super key. So I'm going to give this, like, a 4-star. Edging towards that 5-star, like very, very obviously, like, you know, because the deck is better than Duelists, that's why, like, I'm okay giving it a 4-star rating. Like, the deck's better than Duelists, but this card is a little less essential for the deck than it is in Duelists, so, like, yeah, you get the idea. The point is the card's good and you should play it because obviously the first skill here is super good, but the second skill is less good. Obviously that's nice, but it is restrictive because it only applies to vampires you have on the field at the time. So you have to play this like as your last thing and then just start swinging in with stuff, which is a bit restrictive and is not ideal, and it doesn't affect stuff on base either, so as things change, you're not really as easily able to adapt. So that's the downside. Another reason it's not quite a 5-star, because with the others, everything about them was super good. This is like less good. And then we've got Wrath the Nightwalker. This is a 5-star. This is a 5-star. Not only is this a 5-star, I think there's a very valid argument to just running this in fucking random shit. Like, holy crap, this card is so good. The removal this thing gives you, like, the control, oh boy. Man, I love purple. This card is really good. I'm biased because this is like my favourite deck of the format, but yeah, 5-star. I have this deck max premium, by the way, max rarity. I'm just saying, that's how much I love it, so yeah. Yeah. And we got Necro Deadly Mist. I'm not going to talk about this card, 1-star. Then we got Beastly Swing, and this is going to disrupt the norm because actually the best tribal decks just don't need it. They just don't care. They just don't need it. The first thing, cannot be destroyed or banished. You don't care. Whatever. I'm killing you too fast for you to interact with me. This stops you losing maybe 1 thing, maybe 2. Like, whatever. You actually, like, unironically, you genuinely really don't care that much. And then the level 2, which is going to be, oh dear, after. Is buffing all your tribals, and that is pretty good, but it is 4, which is not cheap, but that's obviously a better skill. it's again a little bit tough. I'm going to say this is a 3-star because the deck can function without it. And in fact, most tribal decks you see don't care. They don't run it. Because I have to cast that one. Because I have to get 2 copies of this. And have cast the first one, obviously, before I get to this, really useful skill. With the first one, it's like, okay. Like, blue will just, whatever, shove you back in. Green will just rest you. Like, meh. Yellow will bounce you or stun you. It's not that useful. So, and purple will just destroy you by minus DP. So that doesn't actually affect that. And red will destroy by minus DP as well, or they'll just fucking bash your face in if they pop off, which they probably won't. But that's besides the point. So it's 3-star. Really not that important for the deck. No one would really criticize you for running it. But, not essential, that's for sure. And of course then, we got Leon the Were-King. This card's significantly better. Not necessarily required at high quantities, especially because the best variant of Tribal uses the mask package. So your late game isn't really this, it's the mask stuff. But of course this is still really good because this can just enable a lethal out of nowhere. Because, you can slam some stuff down or play some stuff, move all your tribals out and they reactivate. It can be really good, and obviously, with the 7-2, which reactivates, and then this is going to be like a 7-3, and this will have Pierce, so you've got like a 7-3, a 7-2, and a 7-2, and you're just smashing in, and that's like 4 damage basically guaranteed, and your opponent's probably not going to be able to out it because you're like arrested them or something. Like, it's good, it's a 4-star, but like the lower end of a 4-star, maybe closer to about 3.5 in my opinion. Again, like really less essential, better than the other, but yeah. Okay, I rambled long enough about that card. On to Sage the Forest Healer. This card's way better. This card's really good. I think this is a 4-star. Through pure generic utility, searchable by Jack, heals you up to 7, has Pierce so you can threaten game with it. Just all gravy, really. Really, really good. Then here we got Magical Parade. 5-star. 5-star. By far the best part about the artist deck is you play this, you get the skill, and then you slam this down, search this, play it for free, total board wipe. Can win you the game then and there. And then from this you can start generating dragon tokens. Crazy, absolutely 5-star on the spell, and I think it's got to be 5-star for this as well, because that's the combo, right? That is the combo. This card just lets the deck do its thing. Like, yeah, I'm maybe closer to 4 on Ellie, but it is like you get what I mean with like the whole reason the spell is so good is because it feeds into that loop of level 1 Ellie, level 2. They're all very key parts that together create the crazy output combo that's, calling a combo that's essentially a searchable 1-drop, and then just hard playing your best, like one of your best legendaries in the deck. Calling that a combo, it's like not much of a combo, but it's just going to board wipe your opponent. So yeah, it's super good. Then we got Ocean Veil the Storm, and this is again very strong and probably the best one here. You get Infiltrate, and when advancing, you move all your opponent's minions with the highest cost into their base in the rest state, so you're removing all the threats. This is not going to get blocked. 4-star, arguable 5-star, arguable 5-star, 5-star. 5-star, fuck it, 5-star. I really don't see a reason not to run this at 1 to 2 in basically every blue deck. It's just really good. Yeah, 5-star. On to white. Now here we have the spell and of course force block, very synergistic, and here plus 300 BP and forcing reactivation. Less strong, less essential. You can, frankly speaking, the deck can get by really without it for most of the game, but it is really nice to have this forcing you to get something that start getting that advantage. And here it's really nice because this is going to just enable a kill turn out of nowhere with constant reactivations and burns. So this can actually just like let you win the game. So I'm going to give it a 4-star. I think it's really, really good. 5-star on Rusei. The deck's dead without it. No point playing the deck without Rusei. And then Deus Ex Machinus, which I think is a really nice pun. And unfortunately, it's a really crappy... Like, I wish this was like... it wouldn't work lore-wise, like, with that, like, the way the game is structured, but Deus Ex Machinus would be a much better name for, like, the green, I guess? Because, you know, healing you up to 7... and then if you, like, win off it, like, would be more thematic for a Deus Ex. Anyway, look, not the point. This only banishes one of your opponent's minions. This is like a 2-star. It's not good. Artegal, okay. So I'm conflicted because I think this is one of, if not the coolest cards in the game. It's total build around. Like, it's not generically splashable, but if you are building an Artegal deck, obviously you can't build an Artegal deck without an Artegal. It's obvious. And there's so much versatility and so much utility with how you build him, and you can splash him into other stuff. You totally can. I'm gonna give him 4-star, but like with a personal like, yeah, get this card. You will have so much fun if you build decks around him. Okay, on to the new stuff. We've got Patra, the Overindulged. I think that this card is being slept on. I also think the utility of it will be sort of meta-dependent and card pool dependent, and I think it will improve as the game goes on. So I'm going to give it a 3-star for now, but I think in the future we will see it climbing those ranks in terms of how important it is for decks. Then we got Zakaldar of the Desert. This, again, very meta dependent on how useful it is. I can see this card just becoming a total silver bullet to a format where there isn't Phoenix. So, like, you know, if the whole format revolves around, like, leaving yourself with this X amount of mana for your one specific answer, then this card will come in and will just be like, yeah, what's up, bitch? Now I win this turn. But it's a very niche thing, and it's only for the future, so I'm giving it a 2-star for now, with potential for it to grow to a 3 or 4-star. Depending on, like, highly niche scenario there. Then we got Clotho. This is a build-around card, very much a build-around card. You could splash it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But yeah, very solid card, fun card. I would say this is a 3-star because it's just a solid build-around. And then finally, Lord Eros Serene. I'm going to give this a 2-star because it's not a bad card, but it's not a good card, and it sure as fuck isn't Godsex, and we all know Godsex is the absolute GOAT of this game. And with that, that is it. That is the Legendary Essentials, and that is the Glory set review stuff all covered. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it informative and you learned something. Please let me know your thoughts on these cards in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on the set as a whole. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. Get me to 1K. I'd really appreciate that. Check links in the description for Discord servers. We can chat about Zenonzard and Digimon card game and gate ruler stuff. Subscribe if you're interested in that as well. I'll be covering those. And I really look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Cheers.